Here we go again. Oh, this whole thing? This M81 Shemagh that I made? Pretty badass, right? The thing about this is if you have glasses, it just fogs up really bad. Holy shit. More notes, because we have more stuff to talk about. And I debated even doing a video about this whole ATF pistol brace thing, because there's so many videos out there already about this. It's ironic that I had to come out of that thing because it was so cold this morning, but so hot in here now. In fact, this is going to burn me up, but whatever. So what were we talking about? We were talking about the ATF ruling on the pistol braces, which we all know is unconstitutional. We're all hoping that it's going to get overturned by SCOTUS, but who fucking knows? Please explain to me how we have time and time again said and reminded, first of all, shall not infringe. Second of all, the ATF doesn't have the power to make laws. All they can do is enforce laws, and yet they're still trying to make laws. You give them an inch, they take a motherfucking mile. Not only that, not necessarily the ATF, but speaking of banning stuff, they're also trying to ban gas stoves because it's harmful to the environment. But isn't natural gas and shit, like, better? Speaking of banning, you got Maryland trying to pass this can't carry anywhere law, where it doesn't matter where you are or what kind of license you have, even though licenses are bullshit. See again, infringements on our fucking rights. They're trying to pass this fucking law where you can't carry anywhere. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. But I guarantee you, their Secret Service, their people that are protecting them, they're fucking carrying, aren't they? The thing is that if we comply with this bullshit, then they're just going to keep going. One state passes a can't carry anywhere. Then 5 states pass a can't carry anywhere. Then all the states try to pass a can't carry anywhere. Is that going to go with the Dirty South? I mean, I don't think so.
Can you imagine if today we got invaded like Ukraine? I don't think most Americans are up for the fight.
I think the Dirty South is.
Yeah.
Like, come on, boy.
Yeah.
It's like each guy runs out like no shirt on. I'm picturing the pants down so you can see the butt crack. What's happening, honey? What's happening?
Yeah.
I totally agree with this. I think the Dirty South is ready to go. Not all of us have our pants down with our ass crack showing, just putting that out there. And I know John Lovell's in Georgia. Represent! But that was dumb. I apologize. Anyways, let's keep going. The WEF conference. Let's talk about how hypocritical the rich fucking people that are a part of the WEF have requested from the airlines that their pilots and crews not have the jab because, I don't know, they don't want the fucking plane to crash with them on it, but you have to go get it, and if you don't go get it, you're the problem with America. Speaking about that jab, though, and that Charlie 19er bullshit, the CDC is to investigate the links between strokes and the Charlie 19er because more and more people are having issues. It's like, we haven't been saying this for a couple of years now? Talking about some other bullshit, UPMC Children's Hospital, Genders program, is working on taking reproductive organs out of live, not cadavers, but live women, and transplanting them into male counterparts that identify as women so that they can have babies too. Now, I did get into a little bit of an argument with someone on this who went and did their research just like I did and was like, they're not taking them unwillingly. And I said, I never said that they were doing it unwillingly. Obviously, they're taking it from women who identify as men and putting it into men who identify as women. For now, either way, it's sickening and it's bullshit. How long are we going to play God before God decides that it's enough and wipes everything out? There are a lot of people out there who believe that's coming sooner rather than later. On the plus side, speaking of the ATF, say what you will about them, like them or hate them, I really don't care. Dan Crenshaw has made a statement saying that he had done his ATF, last year, and it was shot down due to a Democratic majority in the House, and he's going to be bringing that back up now that it is Republican majority. So we'll see where that goes. Also, they're talking about passing the Fair Tax Act, which would eliminate the need for paying taxes and needing the IRS and getting a tax return so that the almost 50% of the population of the United States who pay zero in taxes and still get a tax return every year, taking money from other hardworking individuals, so that shit will stop. And it is basically going to be like how Tennessee, who was one of the 5 states to stay in the black during the 2008 recession. Why? Because they don't tax you on the money that you make. They tax you on the money that you spend. Now, if your state requires a state tax, like Georgia and so many others, then unfortunately you're still going to have to pay that bullshit. But it would eliminate the need for giving the government money every week as a 0% interest loan, and then them maybe giving you some of it back at the end of the year. Which I think is great, and I am all in favor for. I've said this for I don't know how long. If there was a flat rate tax line of say like 11% or something, and we all just had to pay it, and we never had to do an income tax return or anything like that bullshit again, it would be fantastic. Because then at least we'd have more money. This is even better, because that means if you get paid $700, they're not taxing you on $700. They're taxing you on however much you spend out of that $700. So if you're saving $500 of it in the bank and only spending $200 a week, which props to you if you're able to fucking do that, Lord knows nobody else can, then you're only paying taxes on that $200. This would prevent employers from having to pay taxes on paying their employees, who also get taxed on the tax money that they were given, and then have to pay taxes when they buy stuff, and then have to pay taxes on the amount that they have when they die. Don't you see it's fucking rigged? It's all bullshit to fund their fucking system. And we don't need this fucking system anymore. The system is broken, and the only way to fix it is to stand up and demand the changes. Are you standing up and demanding the changes? Or are you idly sitting by and letting them roll over you? The last thing I want to say before we end this video today is to make sure you're training. Get out there and train, even if it's just for 15 minutes on an impromptu training, because that's all the time you have for. Something is better than nothing. Right? Right. Make sure you're stocking up on food and water and medical and all the necessities that you're going to need for when, SHTF. And everybody's all like, It might not be a Red Dawn situation where the commies are invading and we all have to go to war. It just might be a societal collapse. The system might go down and never come back up. What are you going to do then? If that happens, do you really need a pew-pew? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do you think those people that are next door or down the road who haven't done any prepping or anything like that are just going to let you live your life and not come after you? All it takes is 9 missed meals to anarchy? You're telling me that if your children are starving and you haven't been able to feed them, that you're not going to go out and take food from wherever you can? I'm trying to make sure that I have a garden that provides, water that provides, and stored food that provides, so I don't have to go out and steal it from somebody else. But you best believe I'm making sure my family survives. And if that means having a pew-pew at every door and every window and everyone knowing how to use it so that we can fend off roving attackers from taking our stores, then guess what? Come find out. That's all I got for you guys today. We're just out here trying to promote critical thinking and make sure you realize that shit is not as it seems. Don't fall for the system that they're trying to force down your throat. What is it that George Washington said? Stay strapped or get clapped? That's right, guys. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.